Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is using this sketch right here. It has lots of circles, one photo, and a big old title. I am going to be using one photo. I'm switching it around, and I'm also going to be using this kind of little menu thing from this place called Backyard Taco. Now, this was delicious, and I want to kind of remember that. So let's see what I can do. Alright, so I decided that I wasn't going to follow this sketch completely. I did not feel like busting out my die cut machine to make all of these circles happen. My die cut machines are great, but my plates are not, and they are all broken and messed up and pretty janky right now. And I really don't want to have to deal with that. So I decided to grab a scrapping reflection stencil, and this is the big circle stencil. It's just a basic circle stencil with circles filling the entire page. Now, see that little teeny tiny little bit of purple tape up there? Yeah, it's not enough to hold my stencil in place. So my circles are not perfect, and I'm okay with that. I think the reason why I'm okay with that is because the background paper that I'm using is kind of like this distressed, peeled paint, kind of wood grain, and it goes with it. But if I was using a crisp, white, clean sheet of paper, you better believe that the purple tape would be holding down this stencil a little bit better. So I am going to use a heavier hand in some of the circles and a lighter hand in other ones. So I am getting a little bit of differentiation as opposed to one solid thing of circles. The reveal is still awesome though, guys. I gotta tell you, there are a couple magical things about scrapbooking. One of them is embossing powder. When it takes that powder and the heat applies and it gets all smooth and melty and shiny and gorgeous. And another is a stencil reveal. And even if it's just a little basic stencil with gray ink going through some circles, it still makes my little heart so happy. It's just one of those things in scrapbooking that it's utter joy, utter magic and utter joy. So tell me, what's your magical bit of scrapbooking? Do you have a magical bit of scrapbooking? I don't know. So I do go ahead and mat the menu here on some paper. Now I am using mostly my black and white Kill-A-Kit with Style from the month of April for this. I am bringing in little bits that have been sitting on my desk. So this wood grain was already on my desk, so I just decided to go ahead and use it. And then I'm also going to bring in some red bits, and that's just because there's so much red in the menu here. Like, I could have ignored it and brought in another color, which I was very well thinking of doing. I was thinking of green, just because the backside of this houndstooth paper has green on it, and see, there it is, and I really liked it. But then I was like, I really don't want this to feel Christmassy. And since it's just black and white and green and red, I was like, that might feel a little bit Christmassy. So I decided not to go that direction. So the sketch does have these horizontal lines, so I decide that I'm going to make some horizontal lines as well, but a little bit different than what's going on up there. So I have the big thick horizontal line with the wood grain paper. I introduced that red one as well, and now I'm bringing in some black and gold washi tape, and I'm going to place that down here. And then I am going to bring in another line here, but not until a little bit later. We're gonna do some other things first. So I decide to bring in this little vinyl piece here, and I'm going to pair it with a circle, and it says The Good Life, which is this food is good. If you guys have ever had backyard taco, it's delicious. It really is, and it was not super expensive, so I really just enjoyed, eating there. It was good food. So I am going to kind of represent the circles a little more by bringing in the date with the 2s and the 0s for 2020. And then I decide, you know what? we're going to put a couple more circles on here. It's definitely a nod to the sketch and not a follow the sketch, but that's okay. Because we are doing 100 sketchy videos, and there will be times where you're going to nod to the sketch, and there will be times where you're going to follow it exactly, and then, you know, there'll be times that you go rogue, completely rogue. It's fine. It's fine. The main thing is that you're creating, and I'm creating, and we're having fun doing it. Now, I was going to do some random enamel dots, but I decided I really didn't like the look of that. I was trying to give it a little bit more of a nod to those circles in the sketch, but I was like, no, it's not working. I really wanted to use these small puffy words here, but I couldn't figure out what I wanted to say, so I decided to grab these rhinestones and go ahead and place more down on the page because, you know, I needed another horizontal line down here. And plus, this is a pretty flat layout, not a whole lot of different texture. There's a little bit, but not a whole lot, so I decided that I needed a little bit of the bumpiness to kind of give it, you know, a little bit of excitement, just a little bit of excitement. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, now we need a title, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in these field trip letter stickers from Chamel. And I do have A's, but I decided what I was going to do was take this U, turn it upside down, and use a Z to Frankenstein up and A. And it works great, like you can't even tell. And then I decided to use the word great. And then while I'm on there, I see the word once above it. And I'm like, why don't I just ignore the C and change this to one great taco? And then that'll be my title. So I just finagle the letters a little bit so that they kind of match up. And now I have my title as One Great Taco. And I look over off to the side and I have my SCT delivered kit for the month of March, still kind of just chilling out. And I was like, ooh, there's a little bit of this kind of orangey red color in there. I might as well, you know, make this happen. So I pull off two of the banners and put it up here, up at the top where it says The Good Life. And then I grab two more and decide to put it upside down next to the title. And I'm going to add my journaling. And then that is going to do it for this layout, you guys. Really quick and easy to come together. Sometimes stencils just can make that happen for you. There is a lot of visual interest on this page, just with the couple of colors I have going on, and then the different shades of ink that I have going on through the stencil. And then of course the ink is not so dark that you can't see through the background, and I think that that just adds like even more interest. So I'm adding a couple little lines down here about how Christina took us to Backyard Taco, and I wish we had one in California so I could share it with Christopher and the kids. That is going to do it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to check out the Scrapping Reflections Facebook group. It'll be linked down below, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.